はい、どうも、たくまです。アウターワールドの続きをやっていきます。前回はね、ここにいるグラティ話したんだな。
Gracious, I...
まだ話されてなかったみたいだね。
Yes, dearie?
これは何をすればいい
Take
んだっ
that
け？
darling ship of yours down to Roseway, where that distress signal I told you about came from, and ferret out some tasty corporate secrets for old Gladys. Shouldn't be too tough for a fella like you, I'd think.
どれも聞きたい。
What do you want, then? My hard-earned wisdom? That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei.
何者だ？
Chief Junlei Tennyson. Used to be she was chief engineer before her mama passed, and she took the helm. She's neck-deep in the ship guts by day, slap-fighting with the board by night.
どんな人なんだ？
Bit straight-laced for my tastes, but that's just her nature. She's fierce, too. A fighter.
アイル。
And between you and me, I think the fight's starting to wear on her. This heat problem we've got's gone unfixed for weeks. Can't say I know what the holdup is, but I'm sure she's trying her best. The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will.
なるほどな。
They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
あの質問というのとか。
Go right ahead, sweetheart.
処理問題とか。
Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way.
バディができんじゃんか。
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
Okay.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
アップルベリー
Here, take a candy with you.
ありがとう。まだ話すことがあるみたいだな。なんだ？
Great law, is it hot in here? Straight to the point, eh? All right then, on you go.
何を返し
Ask
た
the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence. Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess. Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true.
なくてあの、
Might be true. Might be some new
からす
trick
る
from
と
the
左の
board.
端だよね。
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear? Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
ちはなんだ。あ、ユードムベッドコード。マーティン・キャラハン。
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget. Have a look.
これ余裕で盗めちゃうんだよ。ライトピストルとかある。やっぱ欲しいな。あ、気づかれちゃう。
I know she's in there, Mfuru.
違い何か鍵かかって許してみよう。あ、こういう仕組みこっちはかね。上に何あるんだ。迷路みたいになってんの。え、これ全部弾貸してこれ燃えるじゃん。君はこのタイプ。何もくれない。メンテナンス作業指示。あー、この人は死んじゃったからか。エンジニアが死んでる。しがない。あ、インパクトハンマー。
Keep him quiet, Cap.
怖い。ここにいたらダメなの。ここに来ただけ。ああ。これ。ここだね。こう繋がるのか。これ反対側なんでしょう。降りた。誰かいる？誰もいない。拾ってもバレない。バーのキーカードだ。お、めっちゃいっぱいあるな。めっちゃ。セーブしちゃった。あ、サルツ生マグロね。銃弾薬。これなんだ？タクティカルショットガン。カードにまだまだ持てるね。この辺にいるか。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
行商人がいるらしいな、ここにも。
Remember Auntie Cleo? Because she remembers you. When you were sick,
それ業者人か。
when you were hungry, who gave you a needle full of life?
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing.
いた。
What ain't I got?
何あるの？ああ。やっぱバーだから食べ物系だね。ここにどうやって行くんだろう。トイレじゃん。盗んでる。やっぱ盗んでないよね。バーに戻って。こっちにはどうやって行く？あ、ここ来るのか。こっち？ノークか。
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. You must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped? Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have. He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he? Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die? Oh, awful business that. But why? How? No. Best not to ask after the gory details. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table. That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with? It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. I don't intend to be. It's just a matter of trust. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's... well, it's my white whale, I suppose. What? All right, I suppose. How might I assuage your fears? Whom else would I work for? Those sublight thugs? That Tennyson woman? The sweaty masses in the groundside townships? The board is the only force for order in this rough and tumble colony of ours. Without them, we'd all starve to death or meet our end in a canid's jaws. That's a curious question. I can't say I've ever considered how my personal satisfaction factors into the work I do. Permit me to answer your question in another way. In Byzantium, I was one among many. I often felt lost in the hurry and expanse of the capital. Here, I have a measure of power and suffer little oversight. It makes for a different kind of loneliness, but it's one I've found I can endure. I understand. And I would ask the same of you, but I suspect... Well, I suspect I'd find your answers less than satisfactory, wouldn't I?
Phineas を引き渡すのかな。
Now you see my predicament. So let's move on. Tell me how you know of Phineas. Indeed. And you know where he is? Excelsior! An apprehension of this caliber will be tremendous for my career. I'll send you straight away to my superiors in Byzantium, only... Oh, la. Oh, no. Just a teensy one, the teensiest. Nothing to, lie awake worrying about for nights on end or anything. The thing is, I needed money. A lot of money, quickly, for reasons. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fence here on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn Phineas in without it.
To give away something so important to you, there must have been some curious reasons.
I'll thank you not to question my motives, young miss. It was a mistake, and I'd like to put it behind me. It's only temporary, of course. I'd never leave something so important in the hands of someone of such a dubious moral character. I was going to buy it back once I raised the capital. So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want to hand Phineas over to the board. That's really neither here nor there, don't you think? I've been working on something on the side, all right? Something not entirely, on the level. I produce bootleg serials. I can't help myself. Jurisprudence after hours, or All My Colonists, The New Immortals, romance, tragedy, debt collection. And they're all mine.
That was you? Oh my stars. All My Colonists is just... Well, it gave me a story hangover for days, Mr. Udom.
You're a fan? I've never met one in the flesh. I suddenly feel quite naked.
Oh, it's all right, Mr. Udom. I don't judge.
The heart wants what it wants, as they say, and mine yearns for the adoration of the masses. Held at a comfortable distance, of course. Flatterer. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fence here on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn Phineas in without it. It's only temporary, of course, so you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want to hand Phineas over to the board. Though, it might surprise you.
Oh, gosh. That's quite a goof, sir. If you don't mind me saying.
I'm very well aware. Now, let's get back to business, hmm? How do you do?
Yeah,
how might I assist you? What? Indeed. And you know where he is? Excelsior! An apprehension of this caliber will be tremendous for my career. I would send...
どうした？
The thing is, I needed...
事情があったのか？どんな事情だ？
That's really neither here nor there, don't you think?
まあ知ってるけどな。
I've been working on something. It's a little silly, I'll admit. I produce boot, and they're all...
That was...
You're a fan?
Oh, it's all right.
The
同
heart...
じ話だな。
Oh no, please don't. Really, please. They could quite literally kill me.
ふざけんな
Punishment for copyright infringement is death. I might have pawned my official boards. It's all...
ああ、
So you'll need to get
取り
my
戻す
seal.
って話か。
That's the long and short of it, yes.
いいだろう。
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm certain Gladys can be made... Well, can probably be made to see reason. I'll be waiting eagerly for your return. Now,
いっぱいあるけどね。
Is it Mr. Wells, the fellow who woke you? How bad could he be?
どうだろうな、ウェルさん。クラジスの方、
Are you
Yeah.
listening to me, Emperor?
犯行を返してもらう。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. Depends. What are you planning to do with it?
これだ。
See the lights. Taking a show or two at the infamous Bijou. Could be a treat if you like that kind of thing. All right, I'll sell it to you. But it's gonna cost you dear.
たけ
Anything else, dear? Yes, dear. Which offer were you interested in? You could always try your hand at landing in Cascadia if you're interested in dying horribly.
カスカディアってなんだ。
Landing pad on Monarch. You don't need a nav key to access it, so it's got
ナ
that
ビキ
going
ー
for
が
it.
なくてもそこに
But it's also kilometers away from Stellar Bay, and the Monarch wilds ain't exactly safe.
なくて荒れ地なんだ。ナティだ。
Pick your poison. Marauders, wild beasts, acid lakes, bottomless sinkholes.
な
If
る
you're
ほど
looking to
相当
die,
な荒れ地だな。これは
Cascadia's happy to oblige.
大変だぞ。
Might be best to, yes. Suit yourself. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
OK。何も進展しないな。クラリティス、ナビキーを購入。1万ビットってどうやって手に入れるの？仕事を手に入れないといけないな。あ、
I know she's
ああ、
in
似て
there,
るな。
Emperor.
本当だ。おばさんの台所。
This is Halcyon.
Those XF411s? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Tossball finals are scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has rocked the
そうじゃん。
Watch out something doesn't explode in your face.
何か気にしてる。
performance-enhancing stims. A tossball first. Coaches and referees are debating how and if This behavior could lead to an unfair
Good law, the
advantage.
heat in here is so unbearable, I can hardly
You've been
even
listening to
concentrate.
Halcyon News.
Junlei
Your
better hurry up.
mandated duty as a good citizen of Halcyon.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Not a problem, Captain. Ask away. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that.
No.
The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
Great.
Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
Okay.
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
はい、ということでね、今回の動画はここまでです。最後までご視聴いただき誠にありがとうございました。また次回の動画でお会いしましょう。それでは、またな。